take initiative, eyes on the prize, make something of myself. And now that
Ben, are you okay? What happened?
I thought I saw something.
What?
The movie opens with a young environment activist named Carus walking in a desolate road after her car breaks down. She's talking with her mom over phone when a mysterious car starts following her. Initially, she asks for a lift, but when it backs off a few meters, she feels something strange. Scared, she starts running, but unfortunately was not fast enough. The scene cuts to a police officer named Betty, who lives with her nephew Ben. He is selected in his school's hockey team and wants to order new hockey gear, but Betty insists on having old, cheap ones. It does not sit well with Ben, and she leaves for her duty. She is currently handling Carus's death case, alongside her deputy Andy. Carus's mother, Mary, has also arrived to identify the body. A woman named Frances opens the body bag, and it is heartbreaking for Mary to identify the body of her own daughter. Betty consoles her, while Andy escorts her to her home. But before leaving, Betty catches Frances wearing a strange necklace and performs some rituals near the body. Mary reaches home, and with a broken heart, goes through Carus's high school pictures, while we see some strange ingredients lying beside her. The scene shifts to a retired army officer named Stacy. She is an expert tracker, and while walking in the woods, spots a bear trap which she keeps with her. She is suffering from PTSD and spends most of her time target shooting to vent her anger. Her uncle Carson is also an expert hunter who lives alone, but one day while chopping wood, he spots a weird black bird hovering in the sky above him. Elsewhere, Baith, who is a surveyor for a mining company named WEC, is visiting a site alongside her fiancé, Ray. They are about to get married and look happy together, but while Baith is doing her work, she sees weird waves moving in front of her. She also gets a foul smell, but strangely, Ray doesn't smell anything bad. The bird from before is seen flying in the sky, and just then, she gets attacked by an invisible entity. Betty is informed about the incident, and she rushes there alongside Andy. Initially, they assume that Ray is behind the murder, but are puzzled when they are unable to find the murder weapon. She asks for Ray's statement, but is taken aback to learn that there was no one around, and they only got a foul smell and saw a bird, before Baith was killed by an invisible entity. Elsewhere, Stacy is dining inside a cafe, when Danny, another employee of WEC, keeps staring at her. When he leaves, Frances approaches her, and the women have some chit-chat. Post that, Stacy leaves, but finds her path blocked by Danny. She asks him for space, but he hands her a WEC t-shirt and asks her out on a date.
Here's that pen.
Now get in the driver's seat and move your truck.
The scene shifts to a couple, Gary and Jessica. Gary is a member of the band who approved the WEC mining operations. He is here to have his first hunt, and they see the same bird from before circling in the sky. Almost immediately, he gets a foul smell and hears an animal on top of his car. Excited to get his first kill, he arms himself and heads outside, only to face a gruesome ending. Scared for her life, Jessica immediately locks herself inside the car and calls the cops. Betty and Andy arrive at the scene, but are utterly shocked to realize that her statement is eerily similar to the statement given by Ray. Now she has a bad feeling that a wild predator is lurking around. Meanwhile, Stacy is hunting rabbit when Betty asks for her help in solving the mystery behind the recent murders. Stacy is reluctant, given her traumatic past, but Betty deputizes her on the spot.
So I'm here to deputize you.
What?
Something's happened out here that I don't understand. You're the best tracker I know.
She has vast knowledge about how animals hunt, and after checking the wounds on both the bodies, determines that they were killed by an animal who was looking for food. Without wasting a moment, she visits her uncle, Carson, and requests his help in catching this beast. Carson considers the idea for a moment, and eventually agrees to help.
There's a bird, right?
Yeah. Black one. Circling overhead. And before the attacks, the victim smelled something.
Dead animals.
They then head to the woods and scatter bait to lure out the animal. Post that, they wait patiently and their trick works. But to our horror, Carson feels something very evil lurking around. The bird is seen circling the sky, and he gets a foul smell just like the others. Stacy unloads on the entity and somehow rescues Carson out of there. Meanwhile, Betty does some digging and finds out that the necklace that Francis was wearing has something to do with spiritual activity. She also learns that the local band had illegally given permission to WEC to carry out mining activities in the area. Just then, she gets a call from Stacy and rushes to the hospital where Carson is admitted. Stacy reveals that she saw Carus's spirit attack Carson, and bullets had little effect on her.
He said it was Carus. I saw her too. Just a flash, like a corpse covered in dirt, blood around her mouth. I opened up with everything I had.
Finally, Betty comes to the realization that they are dealing with something far more dangerous than an animal. Andy arrives at the hospital and claims that the real perpetrators belong from inside the community. He believes that they are a bunch of hysterics, and the incidents have nothing to do with spirits. Betty and the rest agree without saying a word, as they do not want Andy to panic. But post he leaves, Carson asks if Carus's heart is still in her body.
Her heart? Where's her heart?
After reaching home, Stacy vents all her anger on the punching bag. After calming down, she goes through some pictures which contain memories from her military life, where she had a boyfriend she deeply cared for. Next morning, Francis visits Carus's grave and comforts Mary. They reminisce about Carus and her carefree nature before feeling something strange around them.
What's happening?
Meanwhile, Betty is trying to understand why Carus is killing people when she learns that both Baith and Gary were related to WEC. After work, she spends time with Ben when he shows her his project in which he had interviewed Carus before her death. Carus is seen appreciating their tribal land as it belongs to their ancestors. She adds that the land is sacred to their tribe and WEC has no authority to mine their lands.
When I was away in the city, on the streets, I lost my soul. When I came back here, I remembered who I was. I don't want to lose that again.
Next, he shows another video in which Carson is heard siding with WEC as they have promised development of their area. Carson is of the opinion that their land is indeed sacred, but they should also progress alongside the rest of the world. Hence, he wants WEC to work on their land and generate more jobs.
Our land? She's precious. The men that come to our lands, well, they're definitely outsiders. But they're outsiders offering something. They're promising something precious.
Betty now understands that Carus had attacked Carson and the rest as they were related to WEC and won't stop until the company leaves their tribal land. Betty thinks about Carson's comment about Carus's heart and goes to check Carus's body, but Francis tells her that it has been sent to the morgue. Betty understands that she is lying and corners her, forcing Francis to reveal a shocking truth.
Mary Lynn. You ask Mary Lynn where her daughter's body is.
Stacy wants WEC to be shut down, but Betty tells her that WEC has very deep pockets, and to them, money is more important than people's lives. Elsewhere, Ben is practicing hockey with his friend when he spots a bird circling in the sky. On the other hand, Andy has arrested Danny, who has accidentally shot a deaf elderly woman after being spooked by her.
That's Aggie Foxchild. She's one of our elders.
How the hell am I supposed to know? I'm just getting the lay of the land here and I see something moving in the woods and it spooked me.
Post that, he visits the cafe where Francis works. There he has a little chat about Carus, and he admits that he once permitted her to hold protests against WEC. Shockingly, Francis admits that the night when Carus was killed, it was Danny who was driving the car. She was also present inside the car as he took her out on a date, but had given her some substance which made her semi-conscious. But she clearly felt him hitting someone with the car. Post that, we see Betty and Stacy paying a visit to the grieving Mary. They ask her about the location of Carus's body, but she replies that the spirits took her away. As it appears, Mary has cursed the employees of WEC and performed a ritual which allows Carus to hunt anyone related to that company, and her spirit is summoned whenever someone takes her name.
The body. Where is it?
You won't find it. The spirit is within it now.
Before they depart, Betty gets a call from Ben, who tells her that he is going to apply for an internship for WEC. Betty leaves, but Stacy returns to Mary. She recounts how she lost a person she truly cared for. She tells Mary that growth is necessary for everyone. Roads and bridges need to be built so that they can connect with the rest of the world and not be left alone.
I've been hanging on to this for 8 years. But it's time to move on. It's my gift to you.
Worried for her nephew, Betty calls Ben and asks him to stay away from WEC, but she is too late. He rides as if his life depends on it, while the women rush to his location. Carus's spirit almost catches up to him, but he somehow locks himself inside the house. Elsewhere, Mary, who has finally realized her mistake, is getting ready to undo what she has done. Betty reaches home and carefully enters the cellar where Ben is hiding. Carus attacks her, but she defends herself. Stacy also reaches there and tiptoes inside the house. Carus attacks her as well, but Stacy proves to be a brave woman. When the evil spirit tries breaking the door to reach Ben, Stacy lures her outside. Unbeknownst to Carus, Stacy had already set up a bear trap, and Carus gets trapped. Both the women unload on the evil entity, but it has little effect. It frees itself and attacks Betty.
Betty!
Fortunately, Mary throws Carus's heart into the fire, rendering the spirit powerless. Seizing the opportunity, Stacy uses an axe and immobilizes the demon. Frances comforts the grieving Mary, and she tells her that they can say Carus's name one last time to summon her. Andy arrives at the place, but the trio lie to him, saying that Ben had slipped from the stairs, injuring himself. Clueless about the curse, Andy takes Carus's name, and the spirit successfully kills her real perpetrator.
What the hell is that smell?
Thanks for staying till the end. If you liked this recap, please drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also comment and let us know what you feel about this movie.